guest speaker, Ibu Destriani Nugroho, as a program manager for education, delegation of the European Union to Indonesia. And I would like to welcome to my colleagues, alumni of the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree Cohort 2019. And as well, for sure, I would like to say thank you and welcome to all of you, to all the participants here today for joining us in this webinar with the title, How to Study in Europe with Erasmus Plus Scholarship. My name is Atifa and I will be your MC today, so bear with me. And yeah, I would like to share the agenda today. We will open this webinar by having Ibu Desi to give her opening remarks and short presentation about Erasmus Plus program. And we will be continuing with the transition session. We will have the information session with the two of us, me and then my friend Yochi. And then we will shortly have the alumni sharing session with the three of my colleagues here. So now I would like to welcome, we are going to the first agenda. I would like to welcome Ibu Destriani Nugroho to give her remarks. Before that, I would like to share who is Ibu Destriani Nugroho. So Ibu Destriani Nugroho obtained her bachelor degree from Bogor Agriculture Institute in Indonesia. And then she continued her master degree in economics and rural development from the University of Manchester, United Kingdom, through the Chevening Scholarship funded by the British government. And then she has been working for the delegation of the European Union to Indonesia since 1993. So here we welcome and we are going to listen to Ibu Destriani Nugroho. To Ibu Destriani Nugroho, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Atifa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start, Atifa, can you check that my voice is only one? It's not phones because I'm using two devices. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's not double.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, that's okay. Selamat malam semuanya. Good evening, everyone. So first of all, thank you very much for Mbak Atifa and also Mbak Yochi for organizing this event, and also to other Erasmus alumni, Tuan from Vietnam, and also Mutia Rizaidiani, and also Suanto, who will also joining us. My name is Destriani Nugroho, and I'm from the delegation of the European Union to Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam. And if Atifa or colleagues, if you can share my PowerPoint, please. While we're waiting for the PowerPoint, I would like to know where the participants live at the moment. Can you write in the chat box what city that you are at the moment? You're living at the moment. You are from Depok, okay. Someone from Depok, from Bogor, Surabaya, Bali. Oh my God, that's nice to have everyone here. Palembang, Bandung, Surabaya, Lampung. We have someone from Lampung, from Sumatra. That's great. Tasikmalaya. Awesome. Oh, Kalimantan. Welcome and welcome to join us. Anyone else? That's nice. I actually live in Jakarta, but at the moment I'm at Sentul for just one night, and it's nice to meet all of you. And in the European Union, we have two delegations actually. I'm working for two delegations in one office, delegation of the European Union to Indonesia and Brunei Darussalam, and another one is delegation European Union to ASEAN. So I work for both delegations. Next slide, please. And the EU member state. Can participants today guess how many EU member states are there in the EU? Can you type in the chat box? How many member states? Oops, it's there in the screen. Yes, it's 27. In the past, it was 28 actually. But you know, with Brexit, in European Union now becomes only 27. Next slide, please. I'd like to share with you what Erasmus Plus program is. The Erasmus Plus program, in the next slide, you will see that it is funded by the European Union. And the European Union consists of 27 member states. So those member states contributed for the funding of the Erasmus Plus program. Maybe you will question why now is the name is Erasmus Plus, but in the past was called Erasmus. Actually, because all the programs in the past, Erasmus, Leonardo da Vinci, Comenius, then Jean Monnet, Tempus Alpha Edulink, those are very, very famous. And the feasibility of this program are very, very strong. So the EU decided to merge all the program together into one name, which is Erasmus Plus. The Erasmus Plus program consists of different programs. And the third point is that the main aim of the Erasmus Plus program is to support education, training, youth, and sport activities. And it aims to foster cooperation among the EU member states, which is EU to EU, and EU and international cooperation, meaning EU member states and countries outside of the EU, like Indonesia. And who are the beneficiaries of the Erasmus Plus program? Erasmus Plus program targeting first learners. Learners mean pelajar, yeah, in Indonesia. So it can cover all levels of learners. Let's say from the primary school until higher education, depending on the program. And then Erasmus Plus program also targeting different kind of institutions, including higher education institutions or universities, their lecturers, and also staff. Next slide, please. So in the Erasmus Plus program, as I mentioned, there are many programs. And then I just mentioned a few of them here. International credit mobility, the first one, capacity building and higher education. This is university partnership. For example, the second one is university, let's say in the Netherlands or in Portugal, collaborating with Indonesian universities to improve the curriculum and to improve also, for example, the teaching materials and so on. And the third one is Jean Monnet. Jean Monnet also university partnerships, focusing on the teaching of European studies. And the fourth one is Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree. So tonight I will just explain about the international credit mobility a little bit, and then Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree. But I will not go into detail for the master degree because that will be explained by our alumni. Next slide, please. So in the international credit mobility, we call it ICM. So it's targeting students from bachelor level, master's, and also PhD level. And how this credit mobility program works, it's actually the second point, is the mobility to and from with partner countries. Partner countries is like Indonesia. To from partner countries, it means that from Indonesia, let's say going to Denmark or Netherlands or Italy, for example, but it goes both ways. So students from Netherlands also come and study in the universities in Indonesia. The lecturers from Netherlands also come to Indonesia to study under this, to teach under this ICM. And the third one is based on university partnerships. So for those of you who are still in their bachelor degree or still studying in the university, you can contact your international office atau kantor urusan internasional. If they have partnerships with the European universities and under the international credit mobility, then you can apply. You can apply for the scholarships to undertake 3 up to 12 months of study abroad, and then your credit will be acknowledged by the home university. For example, from university in Bandung, you study in the university in Amsterdam for 3 months until 12 months, and you will obtain the credit from those university. And then when you go back, those credits will be counted, will be accredited to your degree. And this credit mobility also apply to lecturer, untuk dosen-dosen or university staff. And they can teach or train or participate in training abroad. And second one, they can participate for a minimum of 5 days up to 2 months. So in summary, in the next slide, you will see that international credit mobility, for example, for learners. In the next slide, please. And for a student going for limited period, either 3, 4, 5 until 12 months abroad, and then they return to their home university, get their credit recognized, and then they graduated in their home university. Next, please. So maybe you would like to know how many actually students and lecturers benefiting from this ICM, the National Credit Mobility. So far, we have 325 university partnerships. It means 325. It could be that maybe one university have 4 or 5 collaboration with universities in Europe. That is possible. And then there is total 1,266 Indonesian students and scholars benefiting from this ICM. As I mentioned on the third bullet point, it is a two-way short-term mobility students and scholars. And number 4, every year, there are around 150 to 200 Indonesian students and teachers, lecturers goes to Europe. And on the other way around 100 European students and scholars come to Indonesia to study or to teach in Indonesian universities. Next slide, please. Indonesia has been doing very good in this international credit mobility. This is the data until 2019. You can see that the highest is China, second is Vietnam. Surprisingly, they're very good. So Tuan, you must be very proud. Vietnam has been very good in the performance of Erasmus Plus program. And then followed by India and then Indonesia. So Indonesia is quite good also in the international credit mobility. And next slide, please. I would like to share with you, especially for participants today who are still in the bachelor degree. Kemendikbudristek under Campus Merdeka, they have launched the Indonesia International Student Mobility Awards. Actually, when they formulate this program, we discussed together, and this is the kind of international credit mobility but funded under Kemendikbudristek atau LPDP. So you can see that there are a couple of European universities under ISMA. There are universities from Italy, Netherlands, Hungary, and so on. And ISMA is now open for registration. So for those of you who are eligible, you can also apply for this ISMA. And next, please. I will just mention to you a little bit about Erasmus Joint Master Degree. Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree started in 2004. We had only 6 awardees at that time, and then it goes on until 2021. 2021, this year, we have 78 awardees, and that is the 9th highest number of awardees in the world. So Indonesia has been doing very good. So people like Atifa, Yoshi, they've been doing very good and bringing Indonesia to this achievement. If you want to know the success rate, so there were in 2021, there were 335 applicants, and those who were accepted was 78 awardees, which is 24%. I think this is quite good. But the final number was 80 because there were some awardees under the reserve list, and then they were accepted under the main list. There were 42 female awardees and 36 female awardees. And next slide, please. This is almost the end of my presentation. For participants who are here today, don't miss the European Higher Education Fair. It will be organized on the 12th and 13th of November, so very soon, in the next 2 weeks. And you can apply under this EHF Indonesia. There is the website, the visitor can already apply. We already have around 2,000 visitors. We used to have, this is the 13th EHF. We used to have the physical EHF, offline EHF, and until the 13th EHF. And usually we have 16,000 visitors coming to our fair. But this is due to the pandemic, we organized it virtually. But actually, we also find the benefit of organizing the EHF virtually because colleagues from everywhere, students from everywhere, from Indonesia, all the parts of Indonesia, can visit this virtual fair. There will be 99 exhibitors, and you have to know that EU member states like the Netherlands, Germany, Ireland, Sweden, and so on will be there. And in total, every year, they provide, together with the EU, 1,500 scholarships for Indonesian students. So don't miss this European Higher Education Fair. And the next slide, it will be my last slide. And these are the pictures of the Erasmus Mundus Awardees 2021. So thank you very much for Atifa, Yoji, and all the Erasmus alumni for organizing this presentation tonight. Hopefully it will be useful. My question and answer will be done after all the presentations. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write it on the chat box, but we will respond to your questions after all the Erasmus alumni done with their presentation. That's it for me. Thank you very much, Atifa. Back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ibu Destriana Nugroho, untuk for the opening remarks and the presentation. Now we are all a little bit know and get familiar with the Erasmus Plus program, and then we kind of reunite because we were all like meeting Bu Destriana Nugroho like 2 years ago. It's been like ages. So yeah, so that's our first meeting with Ibu Destriani in our pre-departure. But I think the previous cohort, 2020, had their pre-departure online, so that's why I saw the pictures. So thank you for sharing, Ibu Destriani Nugroho. So welcome again. I saw here Tuan, and then Mas Syaputra Suwanto, and then Mbak Mutia. Welcome and thank you for coming and joining us here. So before we start and jump to the next session, which is alumni sharing, I would like to invite everyone to have a photo sessions, just in case someone will go somewhere or Ibu Destri will be busy after this. So I would like to have everyone to open up the camera and have a photo session while everyone's makeup still on and fresh. We can have photo session. And if you have the background, you can use it, so it will look prettier, I believe. So yeah, if everyone ready, I will count and take a picture by having this screen cap. I will count. We will have 2 slides. 1, 2, 3. Second one. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Okay, so before we jump to our alumni sharing session, you may wondering who are people behind this event. So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Atifa Utami, and I'm one of the alumni from the PETAL, Play Education, Toys, and Languages. And then here I'm with my partner, Yochi Okta. So we're both we were meeting during the summer holiday, and then we talk about what if we make this mentorship program official, because in the past 2 years, we usually like having a lot of questions from the Indonesian students, ASEAN, like Brunei, Thailand, Vietnam, asking for help for the proofreading of motivation letter, guiding for what are the documents that I need to prepare and stuff, and like, how can I start to apply even that basic question that we usually got from the YouTube channel, from the webinar. So I think, why don't we make it official? Why don't we make a platform? So we decided to make this platform. We call it Eudemy. So it's like EU Alumni Academy kind of a thing. So it's going to be a platform. Firstly, we are going to have this mentorship program for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Program. And then beyond that, we are going to have a lot more like what Ibu Destriani shared before. We have a lot of programs under the Erasmus Plus. So perhaps we are going to have another mentorship for like student exchange or maybe research exchange or things related to the academic skills or being how to be like a global citizen, or how to move to countries like abroad, like how to be adaptable and stuff. So it's going to be more than just this mentorship. This mentorship program will be the pilot project of this Udemy platform. So I hope you all enjoy today's event with our alumni, and then you have got to know about Erasmus Plus program for Ibu Destriani Nugroho. And then, okay, just let's do it. I will call our first colleague here from Vietnam. We have Tuana. I call her Tuan usually, so she is my colleague, she is my classmate. And Tuan will share about her experience regarding the social science part or field in education. So let me welcome, and we will go and listen to her experience. Tuan, time is yours.
Yes, so thank you, Atifa, and it's my pleasure to join the session of for Indonesian scholars and also Indonesian students that want to apply for Erasmus Mundus joint master degree scholarships. So I hope that I will bring some useful information to you regarding your application. So let me share my screen first.
Can you share it?
Yes, let me share. Can you see
Maybe.
my screen?
Okay, yeah, perfect.
But is it in like slideshow mode or is still
Not
like?
yet. Not yet. Maybe you can click the under button there.
Okay.
A little bit right. Down there.
I don't know why it cannot go to slideshow set.
At the very bottom. Go to the right. A little bit right. No, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, is it fine right now?
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. So first, I would talk about a little bit like why you should choose Erasmus Mundus and join master degree. So actually, basically, the degree will create a cultural exchange for you. So you not only study in one European country, but actually you will study at least in two European countries. And for some master degrees, you also study like in four countries, not only in Europe, but also in other continents. For example, in North America, or like in South America, or in Australia as well. So for example, the Erasmus Mundus joint master degree in children's literature, it actually happened in 3 different countries in Europe, and it also offer you a summer program, summer exchange in University of British Columbia in Canada. So I think that the opportunity for cultural exchange is a strong point of the Erasmus Mundus joint master degree, because it can increase your intercultural competence. And the second one is that I think that the Erasmus Mundus joint master degree is a prestigious integrated international study program. So it's like a very well-ranking, well-known joint master degree that receive a lot of attention from other people and is highly valued. So these are the reasons why you should choose Erasmus Mundus joint master degree. And the next one regarding my application. So I start by searching for my study. So here you can have the link to see how to apply. So first, I think that you can, if you go to Google and you can type the word Erasmus Mundus joint master degree scholarships, and you can find the catalog. In this catalog, it shows you the whole programs, more than 100 programs that the European Commission offer you. And also for the program, you can see that on the website they will show you the country and also the universities and the field of study that you want to study. So for my case, I don't choose the country to go to study, but I choose according to my field of study. So I select in the field of study and choose education, and I saw some options that led me to see the programs that I wanted to follow. And from the program that you wanted to follow, for example, here you can see on the screen Erasmus Mundus joint master program on the engineering of data intensive intelligence software systems, and you can see here the direct link to the program. And by clicking on the link to the program, you can find more information about the program. So for example, like the curriculum of the program, and also the countries of the program, the partners of the program, and also like what the programs will offer you regarding other activities or regarding the lecturers. So this was the first step that I searched for my study. And then after I searched for the study, and I could see the requirements of my program, and also like the criteria that they will assess me, they would assess me. I based on the criteria and also on the requirements to prepare my application. So first, because you can apply for the maximum of 3 programs for an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master degree, so you should remember the deadlines of the programs that you want to apply. So for me, I often like take notes of the deadlines so I can prepare for that. And because for all programs, you need to prepare the transcripts and also the degrees. So you can prepare it very soon in order not to be rushed regarding the translation and also the validation of your transcripts and your degrees. And then regarding English requirements, so for example, basically you need to have like IELTS 6.5, so you should prepare it as well. And other things that you should consider is the motivation letter and the CV. So for the motivation letter and the CV, I will share my experience of preparing the motivation letter. So I think for the motivation letter, it is basically to connect the dots. So you have like a lot of experience in different fields. Because my background is in literature and education. And when I applied for the master degree in play, education, toys and languages, it was in early childhood education. So I didn't have background in early childhood education, but it's still something related because I had some background in education. And also I worked with children. So I based on my experience with children in order to write my motivation letter. So it's like the way of writing my motivation letter is the way that I connect the dots of my background, what I studied, and of my experience working, teaching, and also volunteering. The time I worked with children in order to write my my motivation letter. And I try to connect the dots with the purpose of the program, like what the program wanted to have in a candidate, in order to prove that I am appropriate to the program. And the next one is that in the motivation letter, I try to show my aspiration to be a part of the program and my passion for the study and how the program is related to my career path. So, for example, my vision in education is that I wanted to develop the early childhood education in my country, because actually early childhood education is always considered as the Cinderella of education. It is often ignored. So this is a reason why the program can meet my career, can fit my career path, and actually it can offer me with knowledge in order to contribute to my country. This is the second one that I emphasize in my motivation letter. And the third one is the personality. So I think that actually your motivation letter should show your personality, because the committee, they haven't met you in real life. They haven't got access to you. They haven't talked to you in order to know who you are. So they only know you through your motivation letter. This is a reason why you need to show your personality, your characteristics. If you are strong, if you have strong desire, how you overcome your difficulties, how you had like failure and you overcome your failure in order to achieve what you want in your life. So I think that the personality, your personality, if it's is shown very clearly in your motivation letter, it will be have a lot for your to make an impression for the committee. And the next one is when I wrote my motivation letter, I wrote it in a like of storytelling. So it's like my story about what matters in my life, and my vision for the field, what I think that should go in the field, and how I overcome all the difficulties and also all the challenges and also all my limitations in order to fulfill my dreams. So these are the ways I wrote the motivation letter. And then for the next one is the recommendation letter. So for the recommendation letter, I think that some students will choose a way of like writing the recommendation letter themselves and then send to some people in order to sign. Actually, I think that is also a way. But the point is like your style of writing for the personal, for the motivation letter and the recommendation letters were quite similar to each other, because like it's quite difficult in order to divide yourself into two persons or three persons to write in a different way. So I think that you should ask directly for the one who really know you. Like they can be the lecturer, they can be your colleague, they can be like your boss, the one that you worked for, but know you very clearly and like close to you, to know your characteristics and to know your strengths and like what you can offer in order to write the recommendation letters for you. And I think that because for some programs, the committee is very careful, so they will check your recommendation letters by calling to the one who wrote for you. So you should not like you should not write by yourself, and like should directly make the connection with someone that are really close to you in order to write the recommendation letters for you. And so they are like some documents that you need to prepare for your application. And for the next one is like what I want to say is like the preparation for your application. It is more than a specific period. You know the deadlines of a program, but it's not only like 1 month of preparation, or it's not like 2 months or some weeks, but actually it's like a long journey. It's like the whole experience that you already experienced in your field, like during your study, your bachelor study, during your internships, and during your work experience. So all the journey, all the things that you already experienced, they become you, and they become the preparation for your application. So this journey and your experience with both failures and success, I think that they will help you for your application. And for me, in order to prepare for my application, actually I only wrote. I knew it very late, because when I saw it, it's already like 1 week in order to apply. So, but I already before applying, I already like took notes and wrote diary, what I observed every day and what I learned every day, and what made me wonder about education, and what made me think that something wrong in education, and my vision about education. Already like I wonder about it every day, and try to take notes every day, and they become a part of my motivation letter. And they become and this is the way that I persuaded the committee in order to have a scholarship. Actually, I received 2 Erasmus Mundus master degrees from the European Commission. And the way I did is like always like observe every day and try to learn every day, and take notes, and they will become like what I will show, what I tell, my stories, in order to tell them, to share with them, and to persuade them that I want to be a part of them, and I can contribute to the field. And then for the a part of job preparation, I think that the mentorship is also important. So the mentorship is you can find the mentors who can be anyone, who can offer you wisdom in your field, and also like who can offer you wisdom in other aspects of life. So they can be your mentor, and of course you can request the help, the support from alumni, from the students who already received some scholarships. Actually, they could give you information about the program. So, for example, the study, some readings that they already learned, and also like the lecturers. And by reading the profiles of the lecturers, and also by understanding about what they already, what the alumni already studied, you can have more insights about the program that you are going to apply, and also you will like know how to adapt your CV into the way that the program want you to meet. Now I will share some of my final thoughts. So I think that for your application, sometimes you will got success, but sometimes you will got failure. But actually, I believe that failures is the mother of success. And when you got failure, it's just like a part of your way to success. So success will come to you. It's just a matter of time. And even your success or failure after after an application route is still a journey that helps you to grow up. You can learn from your failure, and I think that it's worth doing. It's worth trying. And the next one is that for me, I think that achievement is not only the passion, but sometimes it's like a matter of time. As I said to you, it needs a lot of elements from you, not only from you, but also from other things that happened. So sometimes it required a lot of time and extreme patience. And I think that when you have both of them, it would come just a matter of time. Because I saw a Vietnamese student, and she actually failed for twice for an Erasmus Mundus joint master degree in the University of Glasgow, Aarhus, and the University of Barcelona in Spain. So she failed for two times in her application, but fortunately, with all her passion, the committee still gave her a scholarship, as she is the highest ranking in the reserve list. So fortunate still smile to you when you try with all your heart and you try your best. The last one that I want to tell you is like, I wish you all the best and success for your journey. And I believe that Erasmus Mundus joint master degree is something worth trying and worth putting effort. And I wish you a lot of luck for your application. And next year, Indonesia will have like more successful applicants for Erasmus Mundus joint master degree. Thank you a lot for listening to me.
Thank you a lot, Tuan, for the sharing. So Tuan is one of my classmates who is very wise, thoughtful, and critical.
Thank you, Hatifa.
So that's all true, that what she shared is like, yeah, you need to be patient. You need to be like doing all step by step. Like when she did the motivation letter, I guess like that's so Tuan. She put all like 100%, no, more than 100% to do stuff. Like all the honorable grade that you got, like that's Tuan in class. So, so you're gonna learn a lot today. So after Tuan from Vietnam, we're gonna fly to Indonesia. We're gonna learn from another field. If Tuan comes from social science, specifically from education, now we are going to learn and how is it for the science field, for engineering, for example. So I would like to introduce you here. We have Syahputra Suwanto. So he is from chemical nanoengineering. Am I pronouncing it correctly? So that's chemical nanoengineering in Paris and some other countries in Europe as well. So let's welcome Mas Suwanto. Time is yours.
Thank you so much. Actually, my name is Suwanto Syahputra, but because this is the university's Zoom, so I cannot change my name. So, but it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let me share my screen. It is working. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but it's not in the display yet. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So good morning, good evening, everyone. Because here is still midday. Today I would like to present my experience in chemical engineering. So basically in this program, I have one Indonesian classmate, but but I'm the lucky one who was chosen by Yoshi. So thank you so much, Yoshi, for having me. Now I would like to introduce myself. So yeah, my background education is chemistry from University of Indonesia, and I was a chemistry teacher for 4 years before finally deciding to apply for the master. So I have been trying for one. Yeah, I applied for the one scholarship in Indonesia, but I failed. So it is true that uh, to unsaid that yeah, it's just a matter of time. So don't give up. Just keep trying and just keep persistent. So in the end, I was accepted in Erasmus Mundus joint master degree in France, in Marseille, Poland, and Rome. And I was graduated this year. And next, so I would like to talk about what is CND, chemical engineering, and how to apply. To already explain very comprehensively how to apply to the Erasmus Mundus program. And I would like to share a little bit of my Erasmus life, and I would like to give also my final thought in the end. So what is chemical engineering? It's like one of the MGMD program. So the focus of the study in this field is nanotechnology and its application. So this is the plan of the study. We don't have like another mobility. We only have one path of mobility. Marseille in France, Wrocław in Poland, and Rome in Italy. So in first semester, we will study about nanochemistry. This is the fundamental of chemistry. The second semester, basically we learn about the nanoengineering part. In Poland, mostly about the biochemical engineering. And the third semester, it's nano application. So basically, like in this semester, we learn about the engineering part itself. And in the fourth semester, it's master thesis. So in the master thesis, in this program, we can choose not only from these three universities, but also like CME also have like partner universities. So it's not only in the Union EU country, but also outside EU countries like Missouri in USA, and then in Australia, my friend also went there, if I'm not mistaken. And they have also in Asia, like China also. So we had like such an opportunity to explore another part outside the European Union countries. And how to apply? So I just want to specify. I want to just focus on to CNE. So this is a useful website that you can visit. And I have like advice for you. Like all of the requirements are important, but you should prepare for your IELTS or TOEFL test. I basically am not the native speaker of English, so I learned English like intensively 1 year before I applied. So I should prepare for my IELTS because the minimum of the marks is 6.5. So yeah, the preparation is important. Don't underestimate the language, because sometimes we already learned English from primary school, for example. But for IELTS, it's not the easy thing, so you should prepare. And the motivation letter, so I write it like in the chronological order, past, present, future. Yeah, you can also use another format, but I would like to share that with this format, like in the past, what did you do in the past? Like what did you study in the undergraduate program? And then also, what is your motivation to take that major? And in the present, whether you work or whether you like take the English courses or French courses, for example. So you can write it. And then why you want to apply for this program? Yeah, you should like state like the strong motivation, strong reason why you want to apply and why you need this program. And for the future, so like the exam, not the committee, the consortium want to see whether you have like vision of this of applying this program, or you just want to like have the title. So this is very important, the motivation letter. And in my program also we have essay on nano engineering. So we don't have interview, but they want to see our skills in writing the essay. So just search for how to write the proper essay, because sometimes you already learn it in the undergraduate program, but yeah, it's only like 1 or 2 semesters. So you should like practice to write, because both of them are powerful besides another requirement. And this is my answer slide. See, this is the academic part. I would like to share like the grading system. Like it's not really easy, but it's passable. So in France, it's like 1 up to 20. So the exams, like most of exams are in written form. We don't have oral exams in France. And in Poland, the grading is between 1 to 5. Most of them, because I was like, when I was in Poland, it's COVID, so the written exam is changed to presentation. But we have written exam actually in the normal situation, but 5.5 is possible. And in Italy, it's very interesting because all of the exams are oral exams. So it's not presentations, but during the exam, like the lecturers can ask you like several questions from all topics that we have learned. So the grading is from 1 up to 30. 3 of the education systems, like in these 3 countries, are really interesting for me. And this is some of the nice features in France and Poland. So besides learning, we can also experience the culture exchange, and then we can see also the nice places in Rome. Also, I love Rome. So in the end, I would like to say that I just want to cite a quote from Roderick Mackinnon, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. I like chemistry, so I just take his quote. Like, if you crash and burn trying, it's still going to be better than if you never tried at all. So just try. Maybe like it's your first or second or third failure, but don't stop trying. Who knows? Like after this, you can succeed. So thank you so much for the opportunity for me to speak here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mas Wanto ya. So I can call you Mas Wanto for the sharing. So he's a teacher as well. Another teacher here. I was a teacher too. So yeah. So Rome, Italy. I haven't been there, so I'm gonna check Italy. So it's really impressive to learn from science fields how you have oral exams. This must be very nervous thrill kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I only have presentation and exam like usual student. But oral exam gonna be another level of difficulty, I guess, for me. So yeah, thank you so much for the sharing, Mas Suwanta from the science field, from the nano engineering. We have another science alumni here, Women in Science. That's another tagline that we usually use for Women in Science. But Mutia is a colleague of Yochi who will be sharing her experience in marine and environment resources, I guess. So Mbak Mutia will share her experience in doing research in Europe countries and her application, her student's life as an Erasmus student. Mbak Mutia, can you hear me? Are you here?
Wait, I'm sorry, but I cannot hear Mbak Atifa's voice. Is it only me?
Oh, really? Can everybody?
No, I can hear it. I can hear Atifa as well.
Okay, Mbak Mutia, maybe the microphone or maybe your.
I think it's something with my audio, but wait.
Maybe you can.
We can hear you, Muti.
Yes, we can hear you.
So Mutia is a colleague of Yochi Okta. So I know who is a colleague of Mas Wanto is Lutfi, I guess. So I already invite Lutfi for the talk in YouTube about the CNE as well. So I know a little bit about the chemical nano engineering and Tuan. And of course, Erasmus Mundus Joint Master has very specific programs in the near future. In the mentorship, we will be inviting different alumni as well to join us in the station and in the workshops. But Muti, are you ready?
Yes, I'm sorry. I have an audio trouble earlier. So yeah, your voice kind of missing from my laptop. So yeah, but now it's fine. I can start.
Okay. So now we're gonna listen to Mbak Mutia. Time is yours.
Thank you. So I will start sharing my screen now. Okay. Okay, I better start. Okay. Okay, is it in a slideshow mode now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. So my name is Mutia Rizkidiani, and I am an alumni from EMGMD Marine Environment and Resources for 2019 to 2021. So I was actually in the same batch with Mas Suwanto, Mbak Atifa, and also Yochi. Actually, Yochi is my classmate, and thank you, Yochi, for giving me an opportunity to talk about my experience here with our friends. So I will talk more personally about my experience in studying marine science with Erasmus Plus scholarship. A little bit about myself. This is a very nice picture taken by Yochi in the autumn 2019, I guess, when we were stuck in Bordeaux. So I earned my Bachelor of Science in Marine Science and Technology from IPB University, and then I earned my MSc in Marine Environment and Resources. I studied in 3 universities in Europe. I studied in the first semester in University of Bordeaux, and then the second semester in the University of the Basque Country, and the third and fourth semester in the University of Southampton. So first of all, let me tell you about my journey to a EMGMD scholarship. I graduated in 2017, and then I immediately started job and scholarship hunting. At that time, I didn't have any information about Erasmus scholarship, so my knowledge about scholarship was very limited. I only know some most talk scholarship like Monbu, LPDP, and Australian awards, I guess. And then in 2018, I started my first job, which is in agricultural sector, which is quite far from my degree. But then in the middle of the year, I visited the Study in UK exhibition, and here I met someone, a representative from the University of Southampton. When I told her that I want to study oceanography, she gave me a prospectus of the oceanography major in the University of Southampton. So after reading the prospectus, I became very interested because the degree is very integrated, and it was also a very intense course. And then but then at that time I don't know what I will use to study there, because when I checked LPDP, which was open that year, University of Southampton didn't include in their list for the regular applicant. So I have to take a detour and try to find another way. And at that time, I think I was almost kind of like giving up studying in the University of Southampton, until one day I explored again the university website, and that's how I discovered the consortium, the MER Plus consortium. So then I started prepared my MER Plus application in early 2019, and I think around March, I got the acceptance notification, and in September 2019, I officially started my master's degree. And 2 years later, which is in 2021, I finally graduated. So for MER Plus application, like it's just the same. It's similar with the other courses like Mas Suwanto and Tuan has explained. Like you can see, if any one of you interested in studying about marine environment, you can find more application in this link. And then my kind of tips for the Erasmus Plus application, I think you should take time to write the motivation letter and also organizing the CV. For me personally, I took around 3 months to craft my motivation letter, asking for some reviews from my friends, and also we have to also carefully organizing the CV, so it's like showing off who you are. And also recommendation letters are also important, so you have to like ask it from someone who really knows you, like personally or professionally. Like for me, I asked my university supervisors, which supervise my bachelor thesis, so they know how I think, they know how I work. So yeah, that's what helps me. And also IELTS and TOEFL test is important, especially because I chose University of Southampton as one of the university that I was going to study at. So they had a very high demand of the IELTS score. So why did I choose a MER Plus program? First of all, because it's relevant with my interest, which is marine science. And then the second one, it's because this course is very integrated and multidisciplinary. Like like nowadays, I realize we cannot just learn about one subject because everything, like for example, a big problem like climate change needs multi-perspective, needs solution from multidisciplinary. So, and also MER Plus has wide range and diverse courses from oceanography, environmental sciences, climate change, even fisheries and genetics. And also because the 3 universities that I studied at are world-class universities, so it's another plus. And what I studied during my 2 years of master's degree, the first semester, I studied in the University of Bordeaux in France. I studied oceanography and data analysis. I think the evaluation process is the same with what Mas Suwanto has explained. Like we mostly have written exam and some written reports and practical and one oral exam for the evaluation. And for the second semester, I studied marine environmental monitoring and ecosystem health protection in Spain. But I got the silver lining from the pandemic, because due to the pandemic, all my exams were canceled. So mostly I just dealt with assignments in the semester. And then for the third semester, I finally studied in my dream university, which is University of Southampton. I studied advanced oceanography and oceanic environments. And because I was so in love with the University of Southampton, I decided to do my thesis here as well in the 4th semester. And my thesis is about the carbonate chemistry system in the ocean. And so we come to this part, life abroad, size of a coin, because there's always plus and minus in life. So for the academic life, the difference with Indonesian education, I feel like my course has a more intense courses, which is very fast. Like we cover a lot of subjects in one semester, and it can get very overwhelmed. And also the field trips are very interesting. We visited some estuaries and some dunes, sand dunes, and also some rocks during my geological trips, and also take some boat trips. So that's also my first time taking a research vessel with actual tools in aboard. Since most of the universities that I studied at wasn't an English one, there is a language barrier with the professors, especially with the professor from France, because they have quite heavy accent. So that's a bit of difficulties back then. And grades and achievements. I think yeah, I was putting a very high expectation of myself regarding grades and achievements until I got my first semester remarks. And to be very honest, that's not a very happy news. But then my professor told me that the most important thing is that I understand the things that I learned rather than the grades that I achieved. So it kind of like okay for me now. And then for the social life, of course, when we started a new part in life, like we will meet new people, we will make new friends from different cultures, from different part of the world. That will lead to adaptation and tolerance. Like we have to no, not we, but I have to like I'm not a very patient person, but upon meeting my new friends, I have to like increasing my tolerance, because people are different and I cannot expect that they will behave according to what I think was right. So and also because they are the most notable thing that I had to tolerate back then, because I was a Muslim and most of my friends were not. So in every get together or parties, they will always for example, like I don't mean to be rude, but that's just how I saw it. My experience, like there's always like for example alcoholic drinks, and of course their lifestyle were different, and I kind of like have to, at first I was shocked, but then I kind of like have to live with that. So yeah. And then Erasmus Plus is a scholarship that offers the opportunity to study in 3 different countries. So you will move a lot, you will do traveling a lot. So time management is a good skill to have, because you have to balance studying, playing, and okay. And then this is going to be my last part, challenges and opportunities I encountered during my study years. First of all, I encountered a lot of self-doubt and insecurities, but it got better with time. And then also mental well-being, because especially during my 3rd year studying in the University of Southampton, it was very intense, like the most intense semester I've ever got, and I took I took 4 difficult subjects that kind of like drained me. So it was also a challenge. And of course, homesickness. I didn't get a chance to go home during my 2 year of studies, so it bound to happen. And cultural differences. well, we were. I guess we always have to face it. And of course, biggest of all, global pandemic. It's like like the biggest challenge because we have to be locked down in house and everything move online, and it's kind of hard to not have like my subjects were mostly practical, and it's hard to not get your hands into the stuff like directly and have to like just look it through your screen. And the last one is like not wanting to leave. Like after spending 2 years living in Europe with all its privileges, it's kind of like difficult to go back to reality, and then like you have to go home, and because you have things to do there in Indonesia, but like, can I just stay there? That kind of feeling. And also 2 years of studies also gave me a lot of opportunities like internships in my professor's lab, and then of course global network, not only with our friends but also with our professors. And probably for some of us we got offers for furthering our education in PhDs. And this is what I feel very beneficial for me, is that I think this master has given me an upgrade in my career opportunities. So that's a good thing. And most importantly, this master for me is beneficial in terms of personal development. I learn new languages. I can have wider perspectives on most of the things. And then also soft skill, like mostly life skills, like how to live with yourself, how to live in a different country with yourself, with no family, with no close friends. And that's kind of like I think that's like the most important experience for me. And that's all for my presentation. I'm sorry for my misspelled or something and all mistakes. Like, thank you for your attention, and good luck for your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Mbak Mutia. I can relate all the things. Yeah, the cultural things, learn new languages, like from French, and I learned Spanish, Portuguese, Turkish. Yeah, the kind of overwhelm because you have a lot in one semester. That's also my program. Like we have 8 courses for one semester. Like, oh, Tifa, you are traveling a lot. Like, no, I'm escaping myself from the assignment sometimes.
Definitely, exactly. People don't know
Yeah,
that we struggled a lot behind the scene.
you tell stories or photos, but actually we're like, oh, we have a lot of deadlines. Like
Yeah.
bloody had deadlines as a lot, and mental well-being during the pandemic is totally unavoidable. Like, I'm blessed, I'm survived. Like that's what we are all feeling like okay, just get through it, finish the thesis, and being healthy physically and mentally. That's my motto last year until finish the thesis. So yeah, I can totally relate that. So thank you so much for the alumni who have shared the experiences, the thoughtful tips, and how you apply, you decide like to explain about how you can go directly find EMG, MD, and Google, and you can find a lot of offers there. And then from the experience of Mas Suwanto coming from teacher background and then coming to the natural or like more into science and get now staying in Europe, I guess for PhD, I guess. You can ask question about it later. And then from Mbak Mutia who shared, wow, this is very reflective. Like coming into the realization that you really want to study in Southampton and find one mobility there. Like it's really like super detailed. Like, yeah, that's another way of discovering Erasmus. I just knew it. Okay, so I have a lot of questions here already. I would like to ask questions whether the participant who wrote questions here want to ask directly to the speaker, or should I just read it? Maybe if you really want to ask directly, say hi to the speakers, you can also raise your hand and ask questions. I have Kak Emma Julian, this is my senior doing the bachelor. But perhaps I will ask one question first because it's first one coming here from Soka Panggiring Pribadi Ing Din. That's the name. I hope I correctly pronounce it. Hello everyone, I'm Soka and I have a question regarding motivation letter. Maybe three of you can give some thoughts about this. Sometimes it's really hard for me to show my personality, my aspiration towards program, my story, my experience, but what makes the program special for me in 700 words only. Everyone feel that. For instance, in Petal, do you have any tips on how to put so much information in a few amount of words since the program of word limit in every program is different? Thank you in advance. So maybe to one, maybe can share this because she or he asked specifically about Petal.
Yes, so from my experience, it's like, yes, we have a lot of information, but you can select the things that you feel like the most important to you, the things that the most really matter to you. Of course, first you should list all of the ideas that you have, but then make your mind like clear your mind, like when your mind feel very stressed and like very calm, read all of the ideas that you have again, and then you will see like some of the ideas are redundant and some of the ideas are not important. So just select the things that important to you, and then when you shortlist all the ideas, you can put them there and like read again when your mind is really like calm and like peaceful and like nothing in your mind, and you can read again in a critical way, and like you can say like the next time, the next round for all your ideas, and you will see like which one are the key points. Yes, so
Okay.
this is my experience.
Okay, so don't say pick from the very, very best things that you want to show yourself off and do it when you are in a calm mood. Like don't in rush. Like do it again, read again, revise. That's how we did the motivation letter. It's not like one shot and send it now. So yeah, read it again and revise. Thank you so much, Don, for the sharing. Maybe I will take a question for the one who raised your hand already. I will read the rest after this. We have Kak Emma Julian. You can open up the mic and ask questions that way.
Okay, so actually my question is for all of the speaker that understand about the answer. Okay, so my first question is that I'm interested in petal. How do I say it? Petal. Okay, I'm interested in petal and I have read the website about petal. So there are three branches. The first is about childhood education and the intercultural education and childhood educations. So I'm really confused to decide. Maybe you can give me some insights because I'm basically love to teach primary school students. I love to teach young students. I do not have background in childhood educations, but I love to teach students by playing and sometimes using toys. And I'm a little bit confused about what to choose, childhood education or play and toy. But for intercultural educations, I do not have any concerns, or I'm not interested in it. So based on your experience, which one that will suit me best? And also, what is the minimum IELTS? Okay, maybe it's for all of the speakers. What is your minimum IELTS? Okay, so I can compare yours with mine. Okay, and then the third questions. I'm actually married, and can I bring my partner, or is there any experience about for the speaker who are married and get the Erasmus Mundus? Sorry for the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the questions, Emma. Maybe Tuan will answer first about petal.
Yes, Atifa also knows about that because we are in the same cohort and we are classmates. So basically, you will learn all that topics. You will learn about early childhood education, play and toys, and also you will learn about intercultural education. So you will learn all of them. But for your master thesis, you will choose the path that you want to carry out your master thesis. So you can choose like either play and toys, or you can choose early childhood education, or you can integrate both of them, or you can choose intercultural education. So my advice is like yes, we always change, and like at first maybe you think that you don't like it, but after you learn it, maybe you will change your mind. So the master thesis is like something like still far. So just if you are accepted to the program, just study it, and then you will see like which one you like more, which one is better for you, and then you can choose your path of your master or the master thesis. Yes.
Yes, you basically learn all of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, we cannot choose. That's all in the menu. So maybe the second question is about IELTS. Maybe everyone want to share, maybe from Maswanto first.
Okay, so the actual requirement for my program is not really, I don't know if high or not, but there is one of my friends who has like 6.0 for his IELTS. It's competitive. So yeah, 6.0 is minimum, but 6.5 is better. 7.0 is even better. Don't worry, because during 2 years, we will have three classes of English. So in each semester, in my program, like in each semester, we have English and the local language like French and Italian. So we learn both of them. So don't worry.
So 6.0 is the minimum. So yeah, from chemical and engineering, but
in the requirement it's 6.2. I don't know why in the website. Maybe like they mistyped, but when I asked my friend, he said that his IELTS is 6.0. But maybe because he is really good in chemistry. That's why it's like the considerations of the committee.
yeah.
But the standard is 6.5. So if we feel that we don't really like him, like he has like perfect GPA, so we should improve our English score in IELTS.
I see your points. Yeah, we have like a lot of components when they evaluate us. So perhaps I got also one case about like being very good in that field, and then you will get accepted, kind of it. Yeah. To Anne, maybe I will say like in my program, in Petal we have 6.5 to 1, isn't it right? Yeah.
I think that is in Petal is even lower. It's just like B2 level, B2 according to the European framework.
Yeah. In IELTS it's 6.5, right? Yeah.
Yes, B2 for IELTS. Yeah, I think 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 we have minimum. And Mbak Mutia?
Okay, for my program, I actually don't really remember. Maybe Yochi can help me. But what I remember is the requirement from the University of Southampton. I think they ask like minimum 7 for overall IELTS score. But that's just because they are English university. So, but for the overall program, I think Yochi can help me because I don't really remember if they have that requirement.
Yeah, about I think for my program, because we are actually in the same consortium in the MER, but at the end, like we have two pathway for, I think two pathway, and I choose not in the UK from the third semesters. I choose in the Liège, but the English that they need is just only 6.5. So I think it's not as high as in the UK. But I also want to answer the question about the merit. I'm not married yet, but I heard like some of my friends has already married, and yeah, they allow if you have your spouse or your husband to go. Actually, they not prohibited. Like you can go with your partner, but the thing is they will not giving you the amount of money, like not like LPDP or another program, because they just only give the tuitions or the scholarship just only for the scholarship holder. So your wife or your husband cannot be under their responsibility. Yeah. But if I'm wrong or something, maybe Bu Destriani can give another full explanation about it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for answering the question. maybe, yeah, Bu Desi can add that part as well about marriage, bringing couple. And as well, I will add this question to Ibu Desri. I think Ibu Desri is still here with us. Do the Bu Desri?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Bu. We have some question for you, Bu, here. First, do the Indonesian country representative take part in the selection process of the Erasmus Plus scholarship? Maybe in this case, for example, the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree. Yeah.
Mbak Atifa, let me answer that.
Yeah.
It's kind of noisy down here. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The country representative or the EU delegation or even the European Commission is not involved in the selection of students or awardees. They are entirely selected by the university. So your application has to be good in terms of in the view of the university. All the quality and everything is decided by the university. What we did is that, or the commission did, is just to ensure that it has the gender balance. In a class, more or less, there is a gender balance between male and female. Is it very, very noisy down here? Is it okay?
Not really, it's okay.
And then another question. Okay, and then another question about the married couple. It is possible to bring your family to Europe. And as previously said, there is no additional allowance for those who bring their family. So you have to decide to choose the accommodation which will fit your children and your spouse, because it's not they really will have you really have to pay attention that the number of rooms and the size of the house. And so that one, and then another one is the visa requirement. So some of the awardee bring their family in their second year, because then they know exactly the situation, they can choose the house, and they can apply for the visa. That's from me, Atifa. If there's anything else?
One more question for Ibu Desti. I found out that some programs require to pay the application fee. Is there any special condition for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree for the application?
I'm still here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, certain Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree apply the fee. That is because the university does not have enough human resources. So they have to outsource the selection process to another institution or another expert. So they will have to pay for the selection. Actually, the European Commission does not agree with the system, but they have already applied for the previous program. In the upcoming program, they will no longer allow this university to charge the fee. On one side, it is kind of heavy, the burden for students, but on the other side, I think many applicants does not want to enter this application process because they will have to pay. That means that there are less number of candidates or applicants. So there is a good side on that side. But if you can choose the one that that is free. But it's up to you to decide. In the future, hopefully there will be no fees charged for this Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree.
Okay. So yeah, that's the reason why some programs may charge you for the application fee. But maybe in the near future, it will be all free. That's what we got from Bu Desti, right? So thank you so much, Ibu Desti, for sharing and answering the questions. I will take another questions from the chat box later, and we have Demira Savia. Kademira will ask questions directly. For Kademira, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, Afifa. Thank you so much for every speakers. I really appreciate the materials today. It's very inspiring. I have some of the questions, so maybe the speakers can answer for that. It's more like after or your experience during your Erasmus Mundus journey, right? It's like, so I want to ask which opportunities that you can get during your time, like during these 2 years, maybe the internship program or maybe any research or anything like work experience related that you still can get for that. And then after the graduation itself, like what's the opportunities outside that you can still find in Europe, and maybe more specifically, if you want to pursue PhD, a PhD journey, like how to find it in Europe? Maybe is it the opportunity will be present while you are doing your master, or is there after you do your master and you need to have several work experience in Europe first, or what's the procedures? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the questions. There are a lot actually to explain. Okay, who want to start to share or answer the questions? Tuan Kaswanto or Mutia, who want to go start first? For next things to do after Erasmus life, kind of it, and PhD opportunities. Yeah, okay, Kaswanto.
Okay, this is tough questions because all of us, I think most of us also have the same questions, even though we are like Erasmus Mundus student alumni. So it depends on us. So yeah, in the program we are already provided by like the consortium 1 semester of internship. So please be careful on choosing your internship. It's really important because it determines your path. What will you do next? So for example, if I want to take like a PhD in computational chemistry, I should take an internship in computational chemistry in the 4th semester. So it's really important, especially for the academia, PhD, if you want to apply for PhD, because when we want to apply for PhD, our like the supervisors, the supervisor, the prospective supervisor will see your CV and motivation letter, whether you have experience in using some instruments or program, etc. That's the first. The second, in my program, the leader of the consortium always forwarded us the PhD vacancy, so we can apply to that PhD vacancy. So beware of the recommendation letter, especially for PhD and master degree also and Erasmus, because your referee will be, if he or she has like a good reputation in that field, the recommendation letter will be very, very powerful. So that's the key. And also we have some websites also that can be used to search for a PhD. So first is the Euraccess. So later you can see Euraccess. And the second, because I used to live in France, I used also the CNRS website that unfortunately is in French, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, most of the vacancy is in French, but don't worry, we have a lot of tools to translate. So that's what I can share. Maybe the other can share the another thing.
Yes. So regarding the question of Demiraj, Shaifa, I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. Yes, but I think that we have a link on chat box about PhD opportunities funded by the EU, by Erasmus. So you can go to this link in order to find PhD opportunities. And other things like you can apply PhD for other schools that you like, and also you can like if you go to the Erasmus Mundus joint master degree, and the supervisors can offer you a PhD position. So it's also an opportunity for you to do the PhD. And what I want to say is like just prepare for some things that maybe like out of your expectation. because actually like we were Erasmus Mundus for 2019, 2021. So actually like 3 semesters already in the pandemic. So we expected a lot about internships, but unfortunately things still like happen out of expectation. So yes, you can have like a lot of opportunities for internships with the UN or with like the UNESCO in Europe. But like if they don't happen as you wish because of other things that beyond your control. So yes, just it's normal and just happy with that. Thank you.
Yeah, for me, fortunately, like my first semester were like pandemic free, so I got some opportunities with my professor. I was interested in chemical oceanography since the start of my course, so I always try to find internship or some works in that field. So so that during that time, my professor said that he had a place in his lab for me to learn about geochemistry. But then during the second semester, as we know, like the world is in strict lockdown. But in Spain, I think I think during the summer, like I think early July, one of my professor offered me some works in the environmental analytical chemistry. So I started working there just to kill my time, because like we don't have any more class, and I still waiting for my visa to go to the UK. So I took that offer. And same as the others, I think there's not much opportunities for us because it was during the pandemic. So so yeah, so I just went by as best as I can. And regarding the PhD opportunities, similar with Mas Wanto, my courses regularly send us some opportunities that from either from the university itself or other university in their context. So there's always a way to find PhD opportunities. I guess it's not that difficult to find, but to actually get it, it's a different story.
Thank you so much, everyone, for answering the questions. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your answers.
Kademira, is that enough, or you want to clarify something? No.
Yeah, I think that's enough. So, but can I ask another one quick things? So like during this pandemic, right? Because you mostly do your Erasmus journey during this whole pandemic situation. So how do you actually deal with the material itself, and maybe the changing of how you will get your lesson, how you will interact with your colleagues or something? So what's your experience based on that?
Okay, who want to share first? Here. I have full online. We had full online with Tuan. So you cannot expect me and Tuan sharing about hybrid learning. We don't have that. We cannot move to Turkey. So anyway, we have full online. So I think Kamutia and Tuan to have something different with your program.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Want to share? Okay, you first then.
Okay, thank you. So for my experience, it's like, yes, we have all things in online. But I think like the pandemic is also somehow like to make you feel like to ask you to grow up more, because like the pandemic is something like very challenging. I don't know I think that is the same for other alumni here, because like we couldn't go out, and like we stayed home quite for a long time, and like still like have like not direct human interaction. But I think that the difficulty is like some way to make you like to overcome the challenge. You will grow up more. And also I think like for online you can also learn a lot, because like you can go not only to your course, but like through online you can reach more places in the world with online education. So it's not something quite bad, but it also had like some advantages. Yes. This is what I think.
Thanks, Tuan. Kak Swanto?
Okay, so yeah, the pandemic has changed everything. So when I was in Poland last year, the class changed to the virtual mode. So everything is we use Zoom platform, and then the exam is were canceled, and we like the lecture changed everything to presentations and paper. So imagine that we should prepare 50 projects in 3 weeks, presentations and papers. So it's kind of tough, but in the end we finished it. I don't know how we did it, but because yeah, we just do it. And then we don't think too much about the situations, because we only are in our room. The burden is on our mental health. Yeah, I should admit that I got stressed for several weeks due to lack of the interaction. Even though I cannot meet Lutfi, even though like he lived in the 6th floor and I live in the 8th floor, but we cannot meet. That's the reality. So I think everyone also experienced it. Yeah. So that's the situation when I face the global pandemic.
To you, Atifa. Atifa, this is Kristiani. Can I add something? Yeah, maybe for participants who ask whether students can go to Europe during this pandemic, actually students and lecturers are considered to be special visitors. You are welcome to Europe, unlike tourists and other visitors. So for Erasmus awardees, most of them depart even despite the pandemic. Maybe only 1 or 2 or 3 awardees postpone the study and doing online studies from Indonesia, but most of them departed to Europe. Over to you.
We lost you, I guess.
Batifa. Yes, I'm finished. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ibu, for adding the information. Yeah, we have this special case. I got like 3 letters stating that I'm a student and I have things to do, like urgent, important, and educational stuff to do. So it's very possible to move around during the pandemic as well from Indonesia. So yeah, that's correct. I experienced that. Okay, thank you. Lastly, Mbak Mutia.
Okay, I think my experience is similar with Tuan and Mas Wanto. Most of my courses were moved to online, and it was hard because my course is very practical. So that it means that we have to actually have field trips, lab practicals, but it cannot happen during my stay, especially in the 2nd semester, because it's like the beginning of pandemic and everything was like still in confusion, and the lockdown is still very strict. But when I moved to the UK, we can like my professor can organize a scheduled lab practical, so we actually can get to the lab and also take some boat trips, but with a very minimum person. So they reduce the number of staff, they reduce the number of person to be included in the practical, and I got the privileges because I was gonna do my thesis there, so I have to take the lab and stuff, the lab works and stuff. So that's my experience during the pandemic. And also, like Mas Wanto said, I think the biggest concern is about the mental well-being, because aside from the pandemic, the courses itself is very intense. And according to my experience taking this MER courses in the University of Southampton, December to January is a very intense month. Like we have assignment deadlines like week to week, like but you know, like the assignment itself, like it's something that is impossible to be finished in 1 week. So that's just like, oh my god, it was like a very tremendous journey, like and at the end I was just like, okay, let's just finish and submit it. Like, I don't care anymore about the grades and stuff, and just like, I just want to be free from these anxieties and stuff. So that's it. Because all exams are canceled, and they started giving us more assignments to compensate for the exams.
Okay, thank you so much, Mbak Mutia, Kaswanto, and Tuan for sharing the challenging situation you have been facing. You had faced, like we have been facing. We still face them. Anyway, yeah. And okay, so I think we have all questions done here. I checked the chat box and Tuan also try to answer that. I'm gonna answer these last questions, which will be the closing of this session as well. Asking about, will that possible this Udemy organized mentorship program where we as applicants can get a mentor or to review our motivation letter or a personal statement. Okay, so to answer this question, I would like to have Ochi. Can you please share the screen? I will explain about our mentorship program. Okay, so if I have introduced you, Yochi and I, as the initiator of this project, basically when I say team, it's actually just Ochi and I, basically. But now I have alumni here. I can call them team as well. And we're gonna have a bigger team later. I'm gonna invite more alumni to reunite and share with you the experience. So Yochi, can you please share the screen? Thank you so much. So what's next after this launching? So we are planning to kick off the activity by having the mentorship program, especially for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Program degree. And we had today few alumni. So you can go next.
Next or
next?
Oh yeah.
So that's the Udemy that we have shared before. And then next. So we will have two different modes. We will have general mentorship and personal mentorship. And the general mentorship will be this upcoming month, November, which will be in the form of workshop classes. So the general mentorship is like this big classroom. You want to have this one-on-one first, because we will have this general mentorship with this syllabus. So we're going to have the second week of November with these two classes, get to know the program and mapping the preparation. We know that there's going to be a lot to check the catalog and find out which one and how can I get to something, what to prepare and something like that. So we will have this first class workshop with the get to know the program and mapping the preparation. And then we will go through the English test. It's basically more about knowing what kind of test you can take and then what things that you need to prepare and kind of stuff. It's not into detail, but it's going to be more about tips and how to get into one specific requirement. So every week we're going to have different classes, and the third week of November we will have this specifically talk about creating your CV. I know that maybe some of you want to put everything inside this CV, but it's not how we do it. So usually they ask you to provide like only 2 or 3 pages of European CV or Europe CV, and we would like to know how to get into that. And then lastly, there's a favorite topic that people usually ask, how to tailor a persuasive motivation letter. That's going to be the last topic for the last class. So we will open the class letter in the next week. So first November, we're gonna have this class every weekend, perhaps like Saturday and Sunday. So just stay tuned, be in that WhatsApp group. We're gonna share information as well there, or you can as well follow the udemy.id platform, Instagram, and you can share it to your friends, to anyone who you know that want to pursue education abroad. The personal mentorship. So we're gonna finish the general mentorship and the workshop classes in November, and we're gonna have this personal mentorship letter we will see. It's going to be in December 2021. So all the programs, all the mentorships are free. So I hope you can still join in the next program, and we can still have more to come. So that's all for from us to answering the question whether we will have mentorship. Yes, we're gonna have it. Oh, thank you so much, Ochi. So you can stay tuned by joining or following our Instagram or be in touch in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much, Ibu Desriani Nugroho, for coming and being with us today, sharing. And then thank you so much. I would like to personally thanks to all the alumni, my colleagues, my classmate, my cohort. Well, I have 2019 cohort here. Kak Suwanto, Kak Mutia, I'm gonna bother more alumni after this. And well, we need to have a reunion actually. So yeah, it's kind of it. So thank you so much for coming and being with us today. Thank you so much for all the participants who's been here for the past 2 hours, almost 2 hours. Thank you so much for being patient with me here as an MC. For another question, last question, maybe you can ask me personally if you still have question, or you can ask me personally and I can proceeding or put it or continuing with the speakers here if you have specific question to the speakers. So thank you so much everyone for coming, and stay tuned with the next project that we are going to have here, mentorship. And I hope everyone stay healthy during this pandemic, and maybe we can have last photo session so I can see all faces. Open up the camera and we're gonna say bye-bye after this.